Hello, hello. May peace and blessings be with you. Today, I am here with a very special guest. Her name is Ruth Preston. She is a music fanatic who is also passionate about photography. Ruth, welcome. I'm so excited to have you here, and we're going to have a blast together.
All right, Timmy, I'm really happy to be here. Thank you for inviting me.
Okay, so Ruth, we're gonna dive right in. I'm gonna have you tell us a little bit about your passions, about your photography, and about the creative branding work that you do. How did you get started with that, and how's it going?
Long path. I started out with photography kind of as a music fan because music and photography are my passions. And as a fan who took a lot of pictures, I kind of fell into concert photography by the strength of my a portfolio that I created strictly from my cell phone pictures. I got on with an international online startup magazine as a reviewer and a photographer, and from there it just kind of snowballed. I started doing portrait photography. I started doing some band promo photography. And I have a lot of people who are really dedicated customers and clients of mine. And from there, I thought, I've got a business. I've got a business. I need to launch my business, as you know. So I started launching it and I started thinking about my branding because I'm also a designer. And I thought, I don't have a whole lot of money to do my branding material. So I'm just going to jump in and do it myself. So I came up with a process to go ahead and create my branding assets myself because I had absolutely no money to work with as a startup. And then I thought there could be a lot of other business owners who might be able to use this. And I should be able to come up with a step-by-step plan to share that. So that's where my workshop was born. It was born out of my need to create my own branding images and assets. And now that I've learned how to do it, it's really an easy process. I can share it with others so they can launch their own businesses with confidence and be able to move on because it's something that costs, first of all, it costs a lot of money. But then again, it can be a little bit overwhelming if you don't know how to do it. And because of that, being overwhelmed by it, I found that I was frozen in place for a long time. So I didn't know what to do. So I did nothing, which is kind of a choice in and of itself. But this way I can actually empower new business owners to be able to do this themselves and get going and then realize their dreams as well. So that's where it all started.
Love, love, love it. Ruth, I have been so impressed with everything that you have created, everything that I've seen, like all of the branding work that you've done, and just pretty much anything and everything that you create. Going from your banners for your Facebook account and, on your website to creating these guides and resources and workbooks and things like that for people, it is just unbelievable. Like, you're so gifted, my friend, with that. You have such an eye for design. It's just, such a pleasure just watching you in your element.
Well, I worked for a book and magazine publisher for many years, and I held a lot of hats there. I managed a photo studio. That's how I learned the photography, and I retaught myself. But I also did a lot of design, book and magazine design throughout those years. So a lot of it's self-taught, and it's just kind of a way you look at things. I think a lot of people, I'll go out with people and I'll be taking pictures, and they'll be, "What are you looking at?" I'll be laying on the ground taking photographs up, and they're like, "What in the world are you doing?" And it's just a different twist on looking at things that are normal. I like that different perspective on things. So I like to try to share that with other people because the most ordinary thing can be really beautiful depending on how you look at it.
Yeah, absolutely. We have a few friends with us. Courtney's here. Courtney's
Hi,
so happy
Courtney.
that you're here. And we also have Laura with us. Laura,
Hi, Laura.
Laura, so excited to have you here with us. And Courtney's saying, sending you a shout out, Ruth. Your photos are so fantastic. And I feel like it's not even like, I feel like the end result is so beautiful. Like, it already is beautiful. Like, I absolutely love, like, the photographs that you've taken, the creative assets that you build. They're so beautiful. But I've also have had the pleasure of watching you in action, taking those photographs, right? And just your process, Ruth, like, you're never afraid of, getting down on the floor, on the ground to get like to get the best shot, the angle and everything. It is just so amazing, and you're just so natural with all of that. You're just so gifted. It's so cool to just watch you do your thing.
I enjoy it so much it doesn't seem like work. That's the thing. That's when it's your passion and it's your love, it's just something that doesn't seem like work. It really is it's something I look forward to because I still work, 9 to 5 job, and this is my break. This is my, like I said, my passion and my true love. So I cannot wait to get off at 5 o'clock every day and go off and find something to photograph, honestly, or to design, or someone to help with those things. Because I'm always happy to help with people who are struggling with those kinds of things. I really can help them find the shortcuts and give them the tricks and the tips that they can then use to really feel confident about it, because it's not as hard as it looks if you have the right tools and you have the right instruction.
Mhm. Yeah. You are like the perfect combination between the design and also the technical aspect of things, because you pick up things so quickly. Like you've been working with One Tech Coach, which is a new platform and everything. And you have like, learned it so fast and have mastered it so quickly. And you're helping other people in my mastermind, with building things and troubleshooting things as well. So it's just so cool. So awesome.
I find creativity in technology as well. That's the thing. There's creativity everywhere. It doesn't have to just be in the things that you consider like an arts kind of thing. There, the way you think about technology is creative in and of itself. That's what I love about it. So, even it could be something that's a boring task, but you can turn it into something else if you want to, and then find the fun in it, which is what I try to do. Because there are some tasks that are kind of repetitive, but if you find workarounds to make it fun for yourself, then again, it's not work again.
Hmm.
And again, I love to teach. That's one of the best things ever. Is just recently I taught a friend of mine who had never picked up a camera. We went out to shoot some portraits for her, and I asked her to take some portraits of me. In fact, the picture that you used in the announcement of this live, she took after I showed her how to use the camera, and she had never ever picked up a camera before. I had no idea that I was able to convey that kind of training, because that's a higher level training, but it was fun. And she picked it up really quickly, because if you can simplify things, again, you use that word all the time, simplify one thing. You simplify each step, you can make it doable for just about anybody,
Hmm.
regardless of how much background or how much information you have or how much knowledge you have of it.
Hmm.
So,
Yeah. So cool. Ruth, that photograph is beautiful. I love it. I've seen it in a few places that you've used it. It's so beautiful. So your friend has definitely done a great job with that. One other thing I was gonna say, I watch you create your brand boards, and you did such a fantastic job with it, and how quickly you were able to create them. I was like amazed at that, right? So I stay in like the tech space, right? I'm like, ask me any question related to tech behind Canva and stuff like that, but I am not really good with like graphic design or anything like that, right? So I have a person on my team who does all of the graphic designing for us, right? So she makes everything look pretty and all of that. And I'm just like, don't come to me for for building those types of things, but I can totally help and teach you like how the interworkings of Canva and all the other technical platforms, right? But when I say that you are the full package, I mean it, because you are so good at the technical aspect as well as you have an eye for design. So I am so happy seeing you leveraging both of your those skill sets and doing a fantastic job with it.
I would love to try my hand at showing you a few things with design and simplifying them down for you. So we're going to have to try that sometime.
Oh, I would love that.
I would
i'm
love to do that. Let's
I'm
let's give it a try someday.
Yeah, I'm always up for learning new things.
I can teach you some simple little steps, and you will be on your, and then what will you do? You'll be more like me. You'll be trying to decide what you really want to do, what your passion is. That's where it becomes difficult.
Yeah. I think I'll likely still stay in the technical
Yeah.
technical because I think I'm more comfortable there. So Ruth, I so resonate with you when you say about, finding creativity even in the tech. So I never, like growing up, never thought myself as a creative person, but I do see that I become very creative with solving problems, with, learning tech and figuring out if somebody says, how do we do this, or can it be done, or something's not working, how to troubleshoot that problem. And I am very creative with that and coming up with processes and things like that. So I so see that we label ourselves as things, right? I'm not this, I'm not that, but underneath it we are very creative. I feel like everybody is like a creative person, right? We all are creative beings. It's just our creativity comes out in different ways. um
Yes, I absolutely agree with that. I think that, everybody has some sort of creativity. Again, if you find your passion, you're going to be creative within that passion. And everybody has that passion. I mean, you talked to Kelly last week about, finding your passion and what you in your traveling and being able to let go of all the extra things and just go out there and do it. It's the same type of thought. It's not being afraid. And I think, oh, there's Kelly right there. Um, it's I think that it's just it's being confident, and I think that we all tend to be much more confident when it's something that we feel that we know well. It's like I could talk about music and photography all day long. You could just put me up there for 2 hours and I could talk to you. I go out and talk, I might not know somebody. I'll go to a concert by myself. I shoot concerts by myself and I will get to know every single person there and I'll have new friends and it will be great because you never, once if it's something that you can share that you have that confidence. And that's what I love about it. So, anybody can do it. It's just having the passion for it. So,
Mm, absolutely. So Kelly's saying Ruth is so good with design, for sure. Laura's Ruth is a powerhouse on creating and designing. We all agree with that, Ruth. And Courtney saying agree. We all have different gifts and creative abilities. Fantastic. Okay, so Ruth, I want to talk about a little bit about, are there any struggles in the design process? Like, are there things that you say are challenging? I want you to really speak to it from the lens of new entrepreneurs who are trying to build their brands. What do you see them getting tripped up by? What do you think are their hurdles?
where to start and just being overwhelmed by all the information you're getting from all the different social media platforms because every platform has different requirements, different specs in terms of how large an image has to be, what you need. Like let's say you make a banner for Facebook, it's going to be a different size for YouTube, it's going to be a different size for Instagram. And as you go into these things, you don't really, I mean, nobody really registers that kind of thing. So then you get kind of overwhelmed and you don't know where to start. The same goes with picking your business name. I struggled with that a little bit until I ended up with Ruth Preston Photography, which made sense to me. But a lot of people struggle with that. But also, things like how what your business is saying, your branding colors. Colors mean so many different things to so many different people. One of my favorite colors is purple, which I think you know. I found out that a lot of people don't like purple, and that is not a positive branding color for me. And you can see there's purple in my background, purple on my walls. I live in purple, but it's not a particularly good branding color. And those are kinds of things, if you're not doing the research and you don't really know it, it could just make you stop cold with where you're going. Just those little things. And then you get into the images, and then you start thinking about, okay, how am I going to do this photography? You and I both did some branding photography last year. And I remember us standing there thinking, how do we pose? Like, who knows how to do that? There's no, I mean, I guess there's kind of books on it, but when you're like in front of a camera, I'm behind a camera for a reason because I don't like to pose. I don't like pictures of myself. That's kind of not my jam. But when you get in front of a camera, you freeze. And then you're spending thousands of dollars to do that. You're having somebody come in and do that for you. And then you get photographs that you really don't like. And then you're kind of stuck with them. Or then what do you do? Well, the truth is you can do the photos yourself. And that's the kind of thing I show how to do in my workshops, how to take the photos yourself and then um, create different kinds of backgrounds and different kinds of designs using those photos to make all kinds of different social media banners, headshots, things that you're going to be using. Some things I call evergreen shots, which are evergreen banners, which are things you use over and over when you're using your business. When you're in different settings, holding an object. In my case, holding a camera. So you can take those images yourself. You can take those pictures yourself with a cell phone, with natural light, and create something that is beautiful, that represents your brand. And that's the kind of thing I can show people how to do. And I love to show people how to do, because it's easier than you think.
I was gonna say, you make it sound so easy, Ruth. Come on now. The struggle is real when it comes
The
to posing.
struggle is real. I mean, I didn't know how to do it at first, but I learned how to do it. And that's the thing, because I learned and I made the mistakes already. I can show others how to do it and skip the mistake part. And you can get, hit the ground kind of running with it and know exactly what to do. And then, I can also work with people directly. I do have in focus branding, which is scheduling strategy sessions with me in order to for me to look at your portfolio, what you have. If you have nothing, we start from scratch. It's very much focused on the needs of the client. Whatever you need, that's what we work with. That's how we go through the whole process. So start to finish, I would work directly with somebody, and you've got somebody like me who has the expertise in photography and design, that will tell you the truth, that will cut to the chase, and allow you to save a whole lot of money. Because if you're hiring somebody to do this, it can cost you a lot. And when you're starting out, you just don't have it. It's a lot to put out there. So, and I understand that as much as anybody else. And that's what I'm trying to help with, sharing my knowledge with others.
Yeah. And Ruth, what happens is that even if you spend the money, sometimes the what you get back, you're just like, oh my gosh, like, and what I love about your work and your photographs that you take is that you're capturing the moment and you're also helping people figure out how to do that for themselves. So it is so fantastic. Is it okay if I share your link for the In Focus branding sessions? Okay, I'm going to grab that link real quick. All right. It's this one, ruthprestonphotography.com/IFB session. Okay, I saw a comment come through. Courtney said, some of us are solo, so great to get this info. Ruth, I was going to say, I think you prepared a guide on how to pose properly for photographs, right?
And it actually, that along with the types of images that you need to get, the types of images you need to take, along with what to wear, is part of my workshop. If you do my workshop, those are extra premiums that you get along with it. So in addition to learning how to do all the things we've just described, you also get these premiums, which show you how to do all these things. So, just shortcuts, tricks in posing, angles. The angles are everything. I'm always saying the angles and the lighting is everything. You can trick a camera, and those are the tricks I would show you in those premiums. So that's part of my workshop, as a free extra to signing up for the workshop.
Okay, so I think this is a link, right?
Yes.
Picture
Mhm.
this. Okay, ruthprestonphotography.com/picture this. Super, super awesome. There is so many amazing resources included in this one. I'm just so impressed. And I've watched it all happen in the background, so is
Watch
wonderful.
it grow from the ground up, because honestly, Timmy, I had absolutely no idea. I knew I had an idea, but I didn't know how to take that idea forward. And I've had so much help from you and from some others that I've worked with. Courtney is one of them. Courtney, I have to give Courtney all the credit in the world for my tagline, storytelling from a different lens. Wait, I got to make sure I get it right, because I keep messing it up. She came up with that. We brainstormed one day, and she came up with that for me, which I'm using as my tagline now for my blog and for my Facebook page, which I think is wonderful. So, Courtney, thank you. There's your shout out for that. Because I really didn't know. And as I talked around it and talked around it, I realized again that, what I had, I could help others with,
Mhm.
and simplify it, so much for them. So I'm so excited about being able to do this and to help others realize their dreams, because I feel like I'm finally starting to realize my dream after a lot of time. I'm the old cautionary tale of don't do what I did, which was absolutely nothing, which is the same as doing something, which is doing nothing. So, and that gets you nowhere. Forward
Mhm.
progress every single day. So.
Yeah. That pretty much, that's what I say, Ruth, all the time too. Baby steps, right? Just take a step in the direction of where we want to move. even if that's the wrong step, you're closer to finding out and figuring it out than, just standing and staying stuck where you are. So, so fantastic watching you take action. You are a massive, massive action taker. It's like amazing. Courtney saying, now we just talked about. Courtney, you're so funny and cute.
You talked it out. Well, we did, but sometimes having somebody to talk it through with is important. And that's why I offer the strategy sessions, because when you're sitting there by yourself trying, you can talk. And honestly, I think that maybe a lot of people that I know have realized that when you start a new business, you don't always get the support from your family and from your friends. They think you're kind of crazy. They think you're out there. Like, what are you doing? You've got to find your tribe. You've got to find people who are supportive. And I've been very fortunate to find people who I can talk things through with, people I can rely on to tell me the truth. Yeah, now that's not good, but yes, that's really good, because I was going in a completely different direction last year. And I remember, Timmy, you saw my photography. You're like, why aren't you going down that road? You just stopped cold and said, you've got to go this way. I think it was my Instagram.
Mhm,
And I thank you so much for that, because I was going in a direction I thought I should go rather than the one I knew I should be doing.
mhm,
I thought that's what people wanted instead of being what I wanted. And sometimes we do that when we're only listening to the people who are closest to us. So again, we've got to find our tribe and find people we can trust who are going to tell us the truth. And I've been blessed to have that.
mhm, mhm. So speaking of our tribe, Ruth, I want to talk about the mastermind that you've been in, right, with other amazing, amazing, beautiful souls. What has been the highlight for you? What have you loved about that experience?
Highlight is hearing um, just everybody else's ideas and just being like enriched by them, to be energized by the ideas. And the energy is really high when we meet, because we meet twice a week, which is wonderful. But also we have our cohort of people, and I could talk to Kelly anytime I want. We talk all the time. And knowing that if there's a problem, somebody's going to say, hey, there's a problem with this, I just noticed this. Just having the collaboration with that, and then the tech support with you and your team is just amazing. you know uh, One tech coach can be kind of challenging, and it constantly changes. I mean, especially for somebody who, tech is hard. Tech can be difficult. Tech can be um, overwhelming to a lot of people. My husband still has, like, he had a flip phone until I made him get an iPhone, but he's one of them. So I get it. He's like, it's a phone. Why do I need like an iPhone? And there are a lot of people who are like that, but you make it so much easier. You and your team, you break it down into little chunks, again, baby steps. And I think that has been such a blessing. And the fact that I'm able to contact you and ask you questions. And again, you don't hold back on telling me what you think, which is what I want as for a coach. And I appreciate that so much, because I don't want to hear what I want to. I don't need to hear what I want to hear. I need to hear what I need to hear.
Mhm.
That makes sense.
Yes.
Okay, so that's what I love about the mastermind, and I love the fact that we're going to continue on. We've just done one segment now, and we're going to do three more, and we get to do it. We get to rinse and repeat. We get to learn from what we've done and get better and better and better and make this progress. So I have high hopes, and I know things are going to be great by the end of the year. I just think that it's going to be wonderful for all of us.
Mhm.
Yeah.
I just imagine like where we will be in December, right? Because your group started in January, where we will all be in December. Just the thought of that energizes me. I feel like I want to show up and keep doing this work because of how much amazing progress you all are making. Ruth is just, such a dream come true for me. We have Kelly saying, being in Timmy's mastermind has given me my tribe. Love, love, love it. If you're in need of one, sign up for her mastermind today. Yeah. So, Ruth, if somebody is on the fence about joining the mastermind, because we have our new cohort starting on Tuesday, what would you say to them?
Oh, just jump. Just move on it, because that forward motion is going to propel you so much further forward than you could ever imagine. The camaraderie, the ability to collaborate, and working with Timmy and her team, just all of these things are going to just propel you more than you could ever imagine. So just do it. Just do it is all I can say. Um,
We're like the Nike commercial, just do it.
Just do it. Yes.
Right. Kelly's saying, can't wait to start next week also. round two of this one. Okay, so Ruth, how do you feel about a round of rapid fire questions?
Okay, I am ready. I am ready.
Okay. I
You
mean,
yeah, I can just imagine. So go, we can go.
okay, we'll start with an easy one. Your favorite
Okay.
food, my friend?
Oh, favorite food, macaroni and cheese.
Okay.
But not Kraft macaroni and cheese. It's one I make. It's the one I make myself, which has like, I don't know, 3 cups of cheese in it and like, it's yeah, it's cheesy cheese goodness.
the
So,
the good kind.
the good kind,
I
yes.
never understood why my kids love the Kraft mac and cheese growing up, and I'm like, that doesn't even like, it's not even like real mac and cheese. But then I tasted it one day, and I was like, that actually tastes pretty good.
Is, but yeah, when I see you, I'm gonna have to make mine, and then you'll be like, "No, no more."
Yeah.
So, yeah, I converted my kids.
I love it. Okay, what is one of your favorite vacation spots? I know you travel a lot. What is one of your favorite spots?
I really loved Hawaii when I went there. I went to Kauai. Um, but anything with a beach. I'm really a beach girl more than anything else. I love the sound of the ocean. I love the sound of the waves, the smell of the salt in the sea. So that just energizes me. So I could live in a grass hut on a beach and be perfectly happy for the rest of my life. Really.
Yeah, I would say me too. I think my kids, the only place where they might ever think about moving to is if we move closer to the beach somewhere. That may be the only chance that we get to leave this house. Because anytime like I talk about moving, my kids are like they veto that plan. They're like, no, we love where we live, we love our house, we love everything, so we're not going anywhere.
No, I used to live a mile from the beach in Florida and I lost a bet with my husband. And that's how I ended up in Cincinnati.
Oh my gosh,
Yeah.
tell us about this.
Oh my goodness. This was in 19, I'm gonna go back in the late 1980s. My oldest son was one, and he's from Cincinnati, my husband, and South Florida was a difficult place to raise kids. We couldn't get a good house. It's very expensive there because we lived down near Boca Raton. And he made a bet with me that when we came to visit, that he was going to get a job offer. So I helped him. I'm like, no. Well, he got 2 job offers the first day we were here. So we packed it up and we moved here. So yeah, this is how I ended up in Cincinnati back in the late 80s. And I mean, the truth is, Cincinnati is a wonderful place to raise our kids. It's full of culture, it's full of arts, it's a great place, but I do miss the beach. And being a mile from it is just, yeah, that can be tough some days.
Yeah. Courtney's near Virginia Beach, right?
Yes.
So yeah, she's like very, very like Courtney, how far? Like 5 minutes from the beach or something, right? It didn't take us that long to get to the beach from Courtney's place. Beautiful.
Okay,
Okay.
I'll move back.
Ruth, who has been an influential role model for you?
Influential role model. I've had so many. I would have to say that there is a particular photographer who I've worked with when I first started. Role model in terms of my business, in terms of my passions. Role model, a photographer that when I first went into the pit, I had no idea what I was doing. Walked in there completely cold, and it's very overwhelming to not know. And not just this one photographer, but others reached out and kind of took me under their wing. One in particular let me call him and just ask questions for a long time. I run into him occasionally now. He's always checking in on me, always offering me advice, always there if I want to chat. Just the kindness shown to somebody who is new, because not everybody does that, reminds me that when I get in the pit and I see somebody know, or even just shooting or having questions about photography or anything that I know, to remember that my knowledge they don't have, and I need to be patient and kind and share that and pay it forward in that way. So that would be that.
Wonderful, wonderful. I feel like, the more experience we get, the more we forget, that we were once beginners too. So, having people like that in our lives who remind us of that, I think is so, so, so important.
And I saw him really recently. It was like it had been a couple of years, and it was like, oh my God, you're my hero. It was great.
Wonderful. Wonderful. Ruth, what's one of your favorite books?
Okay, I'm a big horror movie fan and horror book fan. I'm One little thing you probably don't know about me is that I used to be on like a ghost hunting team.
Mm,
I used to take a lot of pictures there too. But so back in the days when I was a kid and there were still card catalogs and this is a long way about it, card catalogs, I used to go to the ghost hunting section. So I love Anne Rice books. I love Stephen King books like that. But my very favorite book is Stephen King's The Stand. So I can read it over and over and over. And for many years I didn't read it because it was so overwhelmingly large. But I've read it many times, and it's just I can always find something new to read it when I'm yeah. My second favorite book though is Storyteller by David Grohl, who is the lead singer from the Foo Fighters. So I had to get a rock book in there too, right?
I love it. I'm making a note of that. Okay, so interesting. Ruth, we're finding out so much about you. Like, I
Oh,
didn't
right.
know that you lost a bet and that's how you ended up in Cincinnati. And learning about your ghost hunting days.
Yes. Yes, I've kind of pulled away from that, but I've got plenty of stories on that someday. So yeah.
Okay. What is one of your pet peeves? Ruth, your voice broke up. I didn't hear that. Say it again, please.
Who lie?
People who lie.
People who lie. Because people who lie, it's something I try not to ever do. And it can be hard, but when people out and out lie to you and you find out about it, it just spins you around, and especially if it's somebody you trust. So that's I just feel like there's not really a good time to lie. You should just always come clean. It's just a hard thing for me to swallow, especially among friends.
Hmm.
So yeah.
Hmm. I don't know why this is reminding me of this. Like anytime I have a conversation like that with my kids, they immediately say, "What if you have to lie to save your life?" And I'm like, "How
Well, I think
are
I
you?"
think that that's a little different. Kids can come up with that I mean, that's the thing. Kids can twist your logic around and, like, make you, like, rethink everything, right? Yeah.
And I'm just cracking up every time they say that. I'm like, well, how many times are you in a situation where you have to save your life to lie to save your life? No.
When mom is mad and maybe maybe you, like, got into the chocolate cake before anybody else was supposed to, and you've got chocolate cake all over your face, and you're saying, "Oh, I didn't do it." That'll save your life, right? That's their thinking, I swear.
Okay. Ruth, if you were free to do anything in the world, what would you be doing?
I would be traveling around the world. I'd be shooting for a band. I that and eventually I would land at one of my favorite places, which are one of the places I've always wanted to go to, which is Egypt. I've always wanted to go to Cairo. I've always wanted to see the pyramids in Giza. It's just something I've always wanted to do. So, but I would travel and I would take pictures and I would just, you know, be a rock band photographer. Yeah, that's I don't see it ever happening, but that would be kind of fun. I say that now, but I know it's an incredible amount of work to be a band photographer. I know somebody who is doing it, and I don't think he sleeps. So
Oh my gosh. But Ruth, you say that, but at the same time, I feel like you're living your dream life to some extent. Would you not agree with that?
I would agree with that. I think that I've just been so blessed and lucky to that the doors have opened along the way to allow me to allow me to see my dreams fulfilled with photography, especially. I mean, it's kind of dumb luck in a way, and you kind of wonder how that happens. But just because I took a bunch of pictures with my cell phone, made a portfolio, I got a job working for an international online magazine. And then it just snowballed from there. Like, who does that? That's the truth. That's what's happened. I've been able to meet a lot of bands. I've been able to shoot a lot of bands, a lot of bucket list bands like Queen. I mean, that's just the coolest thing ever. And even country bands like Alan Jackson. I think that's Billy Idol. I mean, the list goes on. I love shooting local bands as well. It's that's how I meet a lot of people. And just to get exposed to so much music. So there is a downside to it, though. I got to tell you that there are always the deadlines the next day,
Hmm.
and I've stayed up till 4 o'clock in the morning processing images to make the deadline on the magazines. So that's the glamorous part, staying up till 4 a.m. doing that. But at the end of the day, it's all worth it, and it's because I love it. It never ever bothered me, and I always look forward to the next time. So.
Hmm. Yeah. If someone is just starting out building an online brand, they have no idea where to begin, and they have very limited time, very limited budget. What are the first three steps you would advise them to take?
Sign up for my workshop. That would be the first thing to do. It's very, very economical. You're going to learn a whole lot. And then maybe do a strategy session with me as well after that and get you started. And then after that, I would say contact Timmy and look into the mastermind. That would be those would be my three steps, because that you're getting just everything you can possibly imagine, and just the right track to, if you're serious about your business, it's the best thing to do, and not flounder. And if you don't know where to go, not to flounder and waste time. If you've got a good idea, all that time you waste, time is money.
Hmm.
And I wish I had realized that last year when I was wasting all that time and money.
Hmm.
So that would be
Yeah.
my recommendation.
Yeah. I also feel that we get guided to wherever we're meant to be at whatever timeline, right? So sometimes we see some people and we're like, okay, this person just needs to get fast tracked. But at the same time, I'm like, they will come whenever they're whenever it's like their time, right? They're working
With
on a
that,
time.
I agree with that. I think that we all have, there's reasons for things, and there's this kind of this ebb and flow of life. Life throws so much at you, and yeah, I have to agree with that. And then you've got to kind of like balance, because there's life going on.
Mhm,
Everybody has other things going on besides their business, and their family and things. And you just got to prioritize what's the most important thing. But I think you get there when you're supposed to get there, and you meet the people you're supposed to. The doors open as they're supposed to. You just kind of throw it out in the universe. I really believe that. And the universe will respond if you stay open to it. And that's just my belief.
mhm. Wonderful. Ruth, one other question I wanted to ask you was share something that most people may not know about you. Is there something else that most people may not know about you that you want to share?
Besides the ghost hunting, which I already talked about, and being a concert photographer, well, I have twins. I have a set of twins who are now in their 30s, but a boy girl named Jackie and Zach, and an older son, Jake. And also, this is something that but I'm going to be a grandma soon. So I'm very excited about that. This is my first. So I'm very, very excited. So that's something that a lot of people don't know. And I probably am going to get in trouble for sharing it here, but that's okay. Um, yeah. So super excited about that.
One.
Um,
Yeah.
so I've
Congratulations.
already revealed all my secrets. I mean, that's pretty much it. I could also tell you that I get up at 5 o'clock in the morning to wait in line to get into a concert to get the front row.
Oh my gosh.
Yes, I do. In the rain, in the snow, in the cold. I've done it in the heat. I will be doing it again this year for one particular. If I want to get in the front row, I'm one of those girls. I'm that girl.
Wow.
So I meet I meet my tribe of music fans in that way, and I love it. So, and then of course, then I get the best pictures too.
Mhm.
So that's how I got my pictures. So,
I was gonna say,
but
talk
I
about
try.
passion.
So here's the thing, when I'm with my friends, though, I've made this pact with certain friends that I do not lift my phone up to take pictures when I'm with them. I am in the moment. So
Mm,
that is, I've turned over a little bit of a new leaf with that, trying hard to pay attention to my friends, be in the moment, and not have a camera in front of my face or a phone in front of my face the whole time, and enjoy the actual show. And it's been kind of weird,
mhm,
but I'm getting used to it slowly. So I
mhm.
see pictures when I watch shows. as I'm watching a show, I see the pictures that I could be taking. It's just
Oh
a
my
strange
God.
thing. And other photographers tell me the same thing, that happens to them too. So crazy, right?
Yeah, but I get it. I totally get it. Courtney's saying congrats. Laura's saying congratulations. So happy for you, Ruth. It's going to be so amazing. I feel like, that's probably like one of the best feelings in the world, right? Like becoming a mother is such a great feeling. Becoming a grandmother, I think, is like 100 times that. So,
I'm probably, like I said, I'm probably gonna get in trouble, but it's okay.
it's
Well, it's all good. I couldn't help myself. It just blurted out.
there you go. All right, Ruth. Anything else you would like to share with our audience? I would, of course, love to have you back in a few weeks after you do a few of your programs, and we'll kind of do like a little recap to see how things are going, because it'll be super cool. I have absolutely loved watching your journey from beginning to now. We're just in week 12, right? It's been amazing.
Amazing. Yeah. Yeah. It's starting from nothing. Yeah. You look back and it's amazing what you can do with the right coaching and with the heart to do it, and the desire to do it and the passion to do it. You just have to want to, and then having that road open up for you. So
Mhm.
what I would say to people is, if you have any questions, certainly contact me. And if you could put up also the note for my I have a blog as well, I have a Facebook page, but I do have a blog and a newsletter. I would love for if you're interested in learning more about my photography, I do have a weekly newsletter, and then I write a weekly blog as well, all about social media, just a variety of aspects with social media, learning how to work in Instagram, learning how to do branding colors, what colors mean. So I have a lot of things I can share with you that are absolutely free, and you get to know a little bit more about me by signing up for those. So please feel free to do that. But if you have any questions, contact me, and I'll be happy to answer your questions further. But come to my workshop. I think that I can help, and I would love to help, because I think everybody needs to be able to realize their dreams like I'm able to do right now. So thank you, Timmy, for the opportunity to come on here and talk about it.
Absolutely, Ruth. It's been my pleasure having you here, having you in my mastermind, and just watching you build all of the things, and creating such a positive impact on others on the team as well, in our mastermind as well. I'm going to put up the link for your workshop one more time. It's ruthprestonphotography.com/picture this. And I also want to reiterate that people absolutely want to sign up for your blog and your weekly newsletter, because I have learned so super much ever since you've started doing that. So great content there. We don't want people to miss out on that. And we had a few more comments come in. Courtney said the mastermind was so helpful for me as well. Yeah. So Courtney was in the first round in the fall last year, and it was so much fun just doing this together. Courtney, I would love to have you come back for the next one. And Laura said, I waited so long to join the right mastermind. This one is a perfect one that covers all things tech, and the bonus of having the others to share your ideas and create them. If you are on the fence, do yourself a favor and jump. Best decision you'll make for your business. Aw, Laura, you're like, Laura is so sweet. Laura, I'm so grateful for you, my friend. And Laura is also saying there's nothing better than love it. He's, of course, speaking from experience. I love you all. Ruth, thank you so much for being here. We will totally do this again. I wish you all the best, my friend. Keep on doing amazing work that you're doing in the world. It is my pleasure to be a facilitator of your success.
Thank you so much, Timmy. I'm looking forward to talking with you again, and looking forward to answering questions, and like helping as many people as I possibly can. So that is my heart's desire. So thank you. All right.
Thank
Take
you.
care. Bye.
Bye.